Hi everyone, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and welcome to our December Take and Make video for Blackstone Teen Services. You'll notice our background is a little bit different this month. That's because instead of joining me at the library, you're joining me at home to get a really up-close view of what we're working on. Kind of a detailed project, so it'll help if you can see it up close. This month, we are making a Putz house, which is a tiny glitter house. It's a tradition that started in the 1900s, and it's something that my own family put around their Christmas tree. My grandmother used to have them around her tree when I was growing up. So, whether you celebrate Christmas, a different winter holiday, or just enjoy the winter season, it's going to be a little decoration for you, a little bit of Christmas glitter, a little bit of winter glitter to enjoy throughout the winter season. Everyone is going to have in their bag a tiny, tiny house, which right now hasn't been built yet. Our tiny houses are courtesy of glitterhouses.blogspot.com. If you go to that website, you'll see the website is written down for you in your take and make instructions. If you go to that website, you'll find actual print instructions with pictures that will help you to have a better idea of how to make your house. Every house is different, and you'll see that on your envelope there's a little number written down. On the Blogspot website for glitter houses, all of the houses are numbered, and you can see step-by-step instructions for your individual number. The house we're going to make right now is number 38. The one that you have at home will be different, but they're all going to be a tiny little puzzle with lots of little pieces. You'll see that some of them are already cut out. So in this one we have a roof, this tiny piece is a chimney, and then we have 3 little dormer roof pieces. We also have the main body of the house. In addition to the pieces that are individually cut, there are also perforated lines that will make it really easy to fold your house as you go. So the first step is going to be to fold on those perforated lines. You're going to fold carefully so you can kind of get a view, an idea of how your house is going to come together. Now, every one of these houses has instructions, like I said, specific for that house, and that will tell you order to glue things on in. You'll see I have some blue glue laid out for crafts. You're going to have glue in your craft kit. It's an Elmer's non-toxic glue. The glue that I have here is the same kind of glue. I've just dyed it blue with a little food coloring so you can see how much I add to the house as we go. You know, you don't have to really slather it on. You can just use a little bit. So once you fold along those lines, it already kind of looks like a house, which is neat. But in order to put it together, we're going to use a little bit of glue. It'll tell you right on that website that you really don't need any clamps to hold it together. The only thing you're going to need is patience, which is the hard part, I know, and your fingers. So the first part is going to be to glue this main body of the house onto the base. Whatever house you're building, it's going to be very similar in that you want to attach the main body first. So I'm just going to get a little bit of glue onto my brush, and I'm just going to add it to the edge. Now the cool thing about your glue is it isn't blue, and it won't dye your fingers blue the way that mine will. The reason that I did that, like I said, is so you can see that it's not running everywhere, it's not dripping. And that's because I've only used a little bit. And then I'm just going to put it in place and hold it still. So already our house is starting to come together here. There are so many little windows that you can use the little windows to make it into an ornament for a tree or even something to just hang in your room. And the first time I had a lot of trouble getting the roof to stick, but that's because I was trying to attach it to the wrong spot. So making sure that you look at those instructions online and that you really know where it's going before you add the glue will be a big help. You can see I've dyed my fingers blue in the process. Luckily, you guys don't have to worry about that part. Now we have a few more pieces to add, little dormers that are going to go on the roof, the little gables, so the pointy parts of the roof. Bend them along the perforated line, and then I'm going to get ready to attach them. One more to attach to the back. Now I've attached the last section of the roof. And the last part I need to put together. So, is our little chimney. There we go. We've made our own tiny little Putz house. See, in your craft kit, you guys have a number of different colors of paint. That's so you can really decide how you want to decorate. Everybody's house is going to be different. So the first step is to paint your house. Once the paint has dried, that's the hardest part, is waiting for the paint to actually dry. Once the paint has dried, then you're going to coat it with a thin layer of glue and add the glitter. So we're ready for the last step, which is to coat our little house in glue and then a layer of glitter, which turns it into a glitter house. Our very own Putz house. I hope you guys enjoyed the Take and Make. Be back again next month with a brand new craft project. I hope you guys will come back and join us then. And I can't wait to see what you created. You can send your pictures of your Putz house right to my library email address, which is teens, TEENS, at blackstonelibrary.org. I also can't wait to hear what you thought about having such an intricate project. I know this is a very small, detailed craft that takes a lot of time. It's okay to ask someone in your family to help. It's kind of fun to do it as a family project if you don't want to do something so intricate all by yourself. Happy holidays.